All right, we're recording this meeting. Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. So I would first like to start by asking all of us to reflect on RI President-elect Mario's message for next year. Does anybody remember what that was? Maybe some of you. It's posted in the top center of our website. Unite for good. Again, unite for good. As you probably know, 60 out of our 74 clubs voted. That's great. We had 22 yes and 52 no votes. You may be wondering why the two numbers didn't add up to 60. That's because some of our clubs have more than one elector due to their large membership count. Our 74 clubs have actually a total of 88 electors in the district. So we see the results. What that means is that the amendment of our manual of procedures is now void. And we respect our club's decision. I think the best part of this entire experience is that the majority of our members participated in the process, regardless of whether you were for it or against it. From this standpoint, I think we all are winners. So thank you for your participation. This brings me back to President-elect Mario's message. Unite for good. We have worked so hard to regain our district status and to rebuild our district. We must not let this divide us. We need to unite for good. We need to capitalize on the current passion, enthusiasm, and energy, both positive and negative, and work together for the greater good. Throughout the process, while we disagreed on the initiative, it was undeniable that we all love Rotary, and we all recognize the fact that we have had a membership problem for many years. So the vote is over for now, but it is unacceptable for us to just go back to business as usual. Membership, it's everyone's responsibility. We have been talking about this for far too long. It's time to take real action. We need to demonstrate that we all will do our very, very best to grow membership and show results. We have all the resources and tools. They are excellent. Your presidents and leadership team were trained. You have the entire district team to support you and help you with making your club more vibrant and the attraction and retention process. During all the discussions, particularly in the past month, with those who are in and not in favor, so many agree to step up and boost on their membership efforts. To me, that's really encouraging. I hope those weren't just talk and no action. We need to get serious about membership. Let's all walk the talk. I would like to challenge all the clubs in making a visible difference in terms of membership in the next 2 months. As to new endeavors, we have a few new, innovative club initiatives. I included them in my email to you last weekend. Take a look if you haven't done so. These ideas have demonstrated success all over the Rotary world. Let's put emphasis on them and make them happen in the next 60 days. Get involved. Be part of this team to build clubs that fit more into today's lifestyle and better meet the needs of our members and prospective members. In addition to your club service projects and growing membership, join us at the conference. Come to our Rotary Foundation food truck fundraiser. Send kids to RILA. They're our future. Be part of the short-term youth exchange program. And presidents-elect, don't miss the learning opportunity to become a more effective leader. There is something for everyone, and there more stuff you can get involved with and be part of the team. So the message here to everyone is, let's move forward together. And I hope you're with me on this. Bob, I'm sure you have some specific words about the NJ Rotary initiative. Bob, can you hear us from your phone?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yep, you're good.
Okay. All right, so just to update everybody, this morning we had a meeting with the other two districts, and we presented them with the results of our vote. As we had reported earlier, the district to our south had already voted in favor of moving forward. District 7490 to our northeast, because of their membership, does not have a vote. They have to follow whatever directive they get from Rotary International on this. But what was decided by those two districts this morning is that they're going to continue to work together. This will be our last meeting with them as the New Jersey Rotary Group, because we step away from the project. And my understanding is that they plan to continue to work on it between the two districts. Where that goes, I don't know. Ultimately, that decision is made by Rotary International. So from this point forward, as Jeannie just said, our focus, we've got a lot of irons in the fire right now. We've got the Japan program that we're working on. We're starting our interviews next week with the potential attendees of that program. We've got RILA, we've got PELS, and we've got the district conference. So we've got more than enough to keep us busy here over the next month or so. I expect at some point that we'll hear from Rotary International, Drew Kessler, who has been the primary point person on this, is currently in Thailand on Rotary business and was not able to attend, and got a 12-hour time difference, so he's not easy to get a hold of right now. So that's where we are. As Jeannie said, we've got to move forward on the things that we need to do for the district, and we'll have to watch and see what happens with the other two districts. Based on the vote, we don't have a seat at the table. We're not involved in the process. So we're going to have to wait and hear from them about the direction that they're going with this. So that's pretty much where we are. If anybody has any questions, sure we can, between Jeannie and I, will be able to answer them. So.
Yep. Thank you, Bob. President Joe.
Um, Thank you both for all you do. I'm a little confused. The district to the northeast of us, it's my understanding that they're going to be part of our 7475 within the next year or two. Then that's a fait accompli. That's a decision made by RI because they're below a certain level. Is that true, or am I misunderstanding something?
Okay, yes, we all heard that, and that was part of the NJ Rotary initiative. And so that no longer it's part of the equation here as to how Rotary International will come in and resolve their issue with their membership being under the required count. That is a RI decision. I think some of you asked the question previously, is this still going to happen? Is it a done deal with 2026 for them to merge with us? That was only the plan if NJ Rotary were to move forward. So right now, we do not know what's going to happen and all the arrangements with 7490 at this point.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for that question. Anyone else? Questions? Okay, let me flip to other pages. Jim, please unmute yourself. Jim, please unmute yourself.
Sorry about that. First of all, I think we ought to let RI deal with the district above us. Whatever ideas were raised or thought about for membership or for improving our district, I think we should go forward with that just as we are and move forward as quickly as possible. I think there should be a committee of Rotarians within our district that go out on the road and help some of our clubs get started with improving their approach to membership. And then I also think we have to have twofold, really. I think there is definitely an idea to have retirees join Rotary, and I don't think we should abandon that idea. I think that's something that we ought to really push for and use, because I think there's the way we're set up, it really lends itself to people that have experience over the years and can really offer something to help us. And then we need a second approach, the main approach, to attract young people. And I think that we need to look at how we can do the two things at the same time. And I think if we work on that, I think we could improve membership tremendously. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Jim. With the regard of your first question, regarding your first question about we need to have a team that can help clubs. Now, yes, we do. In case you haven't noticed, this year we actually have a wonderful membership team, 7-member membership team. And let me just, the easiest way to contact them, of course, is to pull up the organization chart online. You can see all their faces. Now, some of them are with us. Joe Smith, who chairs the membership team. Joe, can you just say something so your picture will pop to the
Yes.
top?
Yes, Jamie.
Okay.
And I would say that, I've attended several meetings with Jeannie, and I think myself and the committee would be happy to visit any clubs that could use some help. So feel free to reach out to us.
Yeah, thank you for saying that, because yes, when I do club visits, many times I do bring a member of the membership committee with me, and sometimes I bring a member of the foundation team with me, depending on the need of the club. And I see Sal on here. So Sal, so people can meet you.
Hello.
Yeah, and Janet is here as well. Let me see who else with us. Let me see. I don't see anybody else. Maybe just me. I'm not seeing. So, Barry, are you at your laptop? You have to unmute yourself.
Yes, I
And
am.
then, can you share your screen with the district org chart so we can show everybody the membership team and how they can contact those individuals?
Coming up. District homepage.
Let's show the pictures. Everyone saw that, right? That was right off the homepage. And if we scroll down to the membership team, there you go. I think, did you pass that? Yes, right?
I don't think that they're by committees. They're just alphabetical or.
No, they're not. They're by committees.
All right, we'll keep looking then.
Barry, you passed it.
No,
It
you
was way
passed
up.
it. I saw it.
All right, we're at the top. Say it when I get there. There's Joe
No.
Smith.
Yep. That's
So
Joe, Carlton, from Elizabeth, Sal, down south from Princeton, Steve from Morristown, Pete from Hanover, Janet from Kenilworth.
you see,
And Joe, double duty. One is the chair, and the other duty is to be the leader for our new and innovative clubs, which I spoke about a little earlier. And I would be happy to address the topic of membership as well. While you're at it, Barry, could you go to the the resource page for membership? Resources. Membership. Yep. If you don't mind, pull it up. We extracted many of the materials from RI's website to make it easier for the clubs. So we highlight these. We believe these are topics that will be very useful for your clubs. So this is a great place to visit. And under this tab, you don't even need to log in to your Rotary account to access the information. So thank you, Barry.
stop sharing.
Yeah, thank you. Does anybody have specific questions for the membership team?
Jeannie, I have one comment.
Yes.
The membership committee just met before this meeting. And, there's a lot of talk about trying to get younger people. And somebody suggested we get 40 people younger than 45 to join our committee. So if there's anybody on this call that's 45 and younger, if you'd like to join us, we'd be happy to have you. So, and we were also just suggested that the younger people create fun mixers and stuff, regional mixers or networking events to try to bring new members in. So if there's any young people out there with any great ideas, please contact me.
Great, thank you. Thank you for that comment, Joe. We probably don't want to call them mixers because that tells our age when we talk about mixers, right? So networking events, that will be a good thing that we do. Also, I want to answer the second part of Jim's question about, I think there have been a lot of discussion about the need to get younger folks. So what is really the definition of younger folks? I look at it from my perspective, right? That's not what Rotary tells us, but this is how I look at it. So picture you're at your own club meeting. You look around, right? My definition for younger folks will be you want to strive to get members who are younger than what you're looking at, right? At your club meeting. That's really that simple. Because if you look around your club and you think many of them will not be around 5 years or 10 years from now, we need to replenish membership. All we need to do is go after those, try to attract those who are younger than the current composition. So we have great success in Madison. I'm in the club that Jim is in Madison. We have great success of attracting recently retired folks. They are still young. That's all relative, right? The term young, right? They are very active and they are very involved. They get to work right away. And they typically are empty nesters. So they have a lot of time to devote to their service to our community. So think about that. We're certainly not ruling out retirees. They're a big part of
Jeannie, I have a
any of the
question.
Rotary clubs.
Sorry.
Somebody said something.
Yeah, that's
did
me,
I answer
Michael
that
Hart
question?
from Westfield. I have a question. I think a lot of us assumed that we were joining 7490.
Wait a
And
second.
that
Mike,
question wasn't on the vote.
Please hold your question. We have other people who had their hands up,
Oh,
if you don't
sorry.
mind. So President Joe.
Unmute.
Joe speaking to mute.
There we go. I'm glad Joe Smith, I'm glad you reacted to that suggestion about a younger fly group. I mean, I was going to send that suggestion out for a haircut. It's been sitting around so long. But I think we all have mirrors and we all have kids. And, you know, the kids who are in college and in high school think we're idiots until they finally graduate from college. And then what happens is they get married and they have kids. And today is not like father knows best. The mother is working, the father is working. They have affairs. They don't walk to the ball field to play like we used to do. They have to be carted, chaperoned, etc. They have after-school duties. This is the hard part because we missed 40 years of bringing younger people in when we were younger people to hear us talk. So unless we have people of a certain age, and I guarantee you that the word is not mixer anymore. Networking is even getting old. So we have to find the new fly word and look through our membership and have the presidents of those clubs turn around and entice those people to join a fly committee. And we, instead of giving us $10 back, which we appreciate all on the reserve that we had after we looked at the convention reserve, spend that towards membership. $10 isn't going to buy us anything, but bringing membership together is another story, makes it survive, or else we'll be like the other two people. I'm just glad that we had enough people that we didn't have RI turn around and dictate to us what we're going to do. That was the important part.
That's why this is the time that we need to get serious about membership. You know what happens if we don't do things, right? We're just going to continue to decrease our membership. Before you know it, we're in trouble. We don't want that to happen. Thank you, Joe.
Just to inject something here, Jeannie, you know,
Yep.
the very thing that we're talking about, Mario addresses in the presentation he made at the International Assembly that's on our website. If you haven't taken the 13 or 14 minutes to listen to it, I strongly encourage you to do that, because he talks about attracting younger people, and the term he used is senior individuals seeking purpose and connection. And the fact that both will embrace Rotary if we give them the opportunity and we agree to meet them outside our traditional framework. And he says it more eloquently than I do, but please spend a few minutes and listen to it. And that's the direction that's coming from the top.
Yep. It's a very, very worthwhile video if you weren't there when we played that last week. So it's front and center. You can't miss it. Right on our website. President-elect Matt.
Yeah. First of all, I just want to thank the leadership team for all the work they put in for the NJ Rotary plan. But it seemed like a lot of the discussion for those who opposed the merger was just a lack of a plan moving forward, or specifics to a plan. So I'm just curious, is there any thought to revisiting the vote, fleshing out some ideas and revisiting the vote, or it was just a one-time vote that is now dead? So
I think Bob touched upon that a few minutes earlier. The NJ Rotary Steering Committee will continue without us. So they are
I thought
moving.
I thought I did hear that. So okay, I just
Yeah,
wanted to
sorry.
confirm.
Okay, yeah, he did say
Okay.
that, right? So we're not at the table anymore, but the initiative will continue.
We'll continue without us. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you for that question. President Beth. We're not hearing you. You're unmuted, but we can't hear you.
Not happening. Beth, you may have to put your question in the chat box because we cannot hear you.
Yeah, it sounded like that your microphone is not working. Do we have any in the chat box? Yep, we have some. Let's take a look. Yeah, there's a message actually. Okay, let me read this from Michael. Michael says, Jeannie, will we consider a second vote to join 7490? A lot of us thought this was a sure. No, there's no vote to join 7490. The RI policy says when a district, it's below its required number, currently that's 1100, RI has the decision-making power to make changes to that district, including if they decide it's best for them to combine with any neighboring districts or whatever arrangement that they would like to make for that district. Bob, anything to add?
No, I think we discussed this in a number of the meetings, that not a fait accompli as was mentioned before. It never was. But I mean, that was definitely the direction that people felt would be reasonable to move in. But it was 7490 was never given that instruction. It's still not clear as to exactly what will happen up there. But for now, it has been decided that those two districts are going to continue to work together to the development of NJ Rotary, whatever that means, if it's not the total state. But that's the direction that's going in right now.
So, Michael, you have another question since you have.
Yeah, that was my comment. It makes sense for us to join 7490, and a lot of us there was a rumor going around that we were joining them. And I would encourage our leaders to contact Rotary International and tell them we want to join with them.
Well, you know what happens when we spread rumors, right? Rumors are rumors.
Well, I
just
mean,
rumors,
a lot of
right?
us understood that. If I thought if this vote was a two-part vote, you
Nope.
probably would have gotten approved to assume 7490.
No, that
But
was
going to
not,
the whole state was too much.
well, that was never part of the vote. We talked about that at every single meeting in the past. Like I said earlier, the combination of 7490 with us was part of the plan, and that wasn't the part that what we were asked our members to vote on. The part is to make the 3 districts together to form NJ Rotary, July 1st, 2027. That was the vote. The 7490 was not part of it. So there was not a 2-part vote ever. Hope that's really clear now. Okay. Barry had a comment about, can we be proactive with 7490 on the same page? RI gets to decide what's going to happen to 7490, right? Like we said earlier. We are not in a position to influence that. And we are proactively not just having conversation, but working together. I remember Bob answered that question our last session. Ryla, we talked about earlier. It's going to be a joint event with 7490 this time. It's a brand new format. It's going to be at the Courtwell University, which is kind of like the middle of the 2 districts, kind of. And for those of you who have not viewed the Ryla video, that's online. I really encourage you to do so. That video, it's so inspirational. After you view the video, you're wondering why your club it's not going to send more kids this year. So I really encourage you to view the video and support our future young leaders.
Just to add to that, we
Yeah.
all over 60 kids registered for RILA by the clubs. The thing that's a little bit frustrating to me is that 7490 has registered about 15, between 15 and 20. I don't have the number the last couple of days, more than our district has. So they're half the size, and right now they've signed up more kids to attend than we have. We're well on track to hit the goal of getting 120 kids there, but it's going to take some work, and it's going to take some participation from some of the clubs that stepped up last year for our district. But right now the program is moving ahead. We've gotten a really good response in both districts, and we're going to be putting an awful lot of emphasis on this over the next few weeks.
Yeah. And also, for all the presidents here, remember the pets you attended the year prior to you being president? That program is a multi-district program, right? What we used to call pets last year. That's 6 districts, and 7490 has always been part of it. And I can't even remember how many years we've been working with them. So, so we're definitely working with them on that. And there's some talks about future district conference and all that. It could be joint with other districts. And some of you may recall a few years back, we had a joint district conference with 7490. So yes, we are working together and in the past, and that's not going to stop us in the future. Not only that we're going to be working with 7490, we will work with the other districts as well.
Yeah.
So,
Meeting with the 2 New Jersey districts and 3 districts in Pennsylvania. And we are looking at the potential for a district conference in 2026 out in Gettysburg with 6 districts involved. So,
yep. And those are the opportunities that you do not want to miss, right? Just like Pels coming up, you get the opportunity to meet other Rotarians in other districts. That kind of, from many of the past participants, they always talk about that's the best part of Pels, in addition to learning. Let me see if I address all those. I think I did. If I miss anything, somebody can always. So this was a quid pro quo by RI. Thank God we had the membership head count. Not sure, Joe, what you're talking about quid pro quo. I don't know which part you're talking about, but yes, it is important for us to have the membership count. Absolutely. And as we always talk about in our membership learning and all the membership discussions, we are losing an average of 10 to 12% every year. So if we don't gain more than a 10 to 12% every year, we're losing members, right? That 10 to 12%, that's just natural, right? People change jobs, people move, people die, unfortunately, right? And all those things attribute to the attrition rate. So the recommendation for this year was the 10 to 12%, depending on the clubs, and add 5% to that. That was the recommended target for membership for the clubs. So maybe that got me thinking, maybe Joe can remind everyone of your membership goal. If you are not familiar with going into Rotary.org, where you enter your goals, to kind of review that. This is the best time to do that and take a look at whether or not you're going to be able to achieve that goal, along with the other goals that you have set for your club. Okay, that's that. So let's come back to the screen here. Joanna, President Joanna.
Good evening. Again, thank you for your hard work. Every time I come to the meeting, I always say, don't say a word, but I just can't help it. I have one question. I'd like to know what RI or our district is going to do to brand Rotary. I don't have the historical perspective all of you have. I wish I did. My father was a Rotarian, but that was long ago. Our membership, we have an action plan for membership. The board this month will be getting 2 suggestions from me to encourage membership. In the last month, I've realized that there are Rotarians in our area that were members of clubs that are no longer. And I hope to invite them to enter our membership, our club. But Rotary, I'm bored with the discussion on age. I'm bored with it. I hate to be so candid. You don't know me. I'm not going to give up my age because Rotary's losing membership. I said it at the last meeting. I look at all of you, and I don't know any of you, Mr. Kroll, I've witnessed his work from Madison. I mentioned that. But the bottom line is, this is a group that has intelligence, experience, and energy. And we need to, if we want younger people, we go to the Interact clubs. I told you the last meeting, we're hiring someone to do our social media. But are we in this alone? Because I see nothing. You have a fabulous website. I've been on that website more than I care to discuss in the last 2 months. But what is the initiative to brand Rotary to attract not only different age groups, but different viewpoints? Like when I look at the bylaws, some of the items in the bylaws, 1 person per career, 1 person per job, that's a limitation. And I truly feel and believe in Rotary, service above self. Well, if I go beyond myself, we need help to promote Rotary and its function. And you have all these wonderful things, but I don't have your historical perspective. I've never been to a convention. You know why? I work. I can't take the time off. So it has to be not reinvented, because the goal of Rotary is pure. It's good. It makes you a better person. But it's got to be reframed. It has to be. And I'm just curious. I want to know what Rotary International is doing to do that.
Yep. I mean, we certainly, agree with a lot of things you said, right? Many of us share, if not all of us, share some of these concerns. So I can't honestly recall whether or not you were at Pets last year. I believe no, right? You're new, right?
I told you I work. So
Right.
that's a non-entity. So if I miss Pets, then I don't know.
Right. That's
Yeah,
why
I
we
get
try
it.
to
I get it.
promote pets, right? And are you going to be president again next year, or that's going to be someone else?
I'm going to tell you how loyal I am to Rotary. I've been president for 3 years.
Okay. All right. That's
No,
wonderful.
it's not okay, and it's not all right. And the reason I've been president for 3 years are 2 reasons. One, I believe in it, and I feel it's an integral part of a societal framework. Because society, and I'm not going down that road. The second reason is I'm respecting our 101st year of Rotary and all the people that invested in this club. And if we go down, or if we combine with 7590, or we do this, or we do that, it still has to have a function in a society. That's it.
Yep. The reason that I said it's great that you're continuing as president is because you will have the opportunity to go to Pels this year. And one of the major topic would be to discuss public image. And over there, you will learn about many of the things, including public image that you just mentioned. And in addition to that, it's not just learning about what Rotary is doing for public image, what are the initiatives and what are the tools and process and all that sort of stuff. Also, you get to exchange ideas with other president-elects for next year to learn what they've been doing at the club level for public image. So that's that, my pitch for PALS this year. That's why, we totally believe that is just an outstanding experience for president-elects. That's about, what we're doing overall as far as RI and our district doing for public image. Now, as far as convention, yes, convention, as you know, the international convention is 4 or 5 days, and typically far away in some country. But this year, that's happening late June, that's local. When I say that it's local, it's because it's in Canada, right? But yes, you're absolutely right. That is still an experience for 4 or 5 days, right? So it really depending on your personal commitment, family, work commitment, individuals really have to decide whether or not you can attend that. That said, our district conference used to be very similar to that. Many of us I see on the screen attended past district conference, right? It costs a few $1,000s because it's an overnight stay. It's somewhere for 4 or 5 days. No, not 4 or 5, 3, 4 days, something like that. So that's why we're using a new format this year. It's going to be held on Saturday. It's 1 day, no hotel stay. It's in the middle of the district. That's why we have a jam-packed series of program. Membership, it's a major topic at our district conference, and we really encourage everyone to attend. If you haven't been to one, this is like a mini convention. We invite everybody to come and experience what we're trying to do. So Joanna, we hope that you'll have a free Saturday. It's April 5th. Hope that you can join us. Also, you talked about some Rotary policies might be out of date. It might not be exactly what we need in today's world to make it flexible for individuals to become a Rotarian or stay a Rotarian. I am not 100% sure whether or not those things that you mentioned that's in the RI policy about classification is still true. I have a feeling that some of them, it's no longer true. Barry is our representative to the Council on Legislation for Rotary International. Barry, can you comment on that to see if what Joanna just mentioned are still required? I do not believe so.
I'm sure, I don't want to take any more of the time. I'm sure they are not true. But the hard copy of the bylaws I have are older. And I have to tell you, when I became president, I reviewed the website. But the point I was trying to make is, I'm glad they're not true. But Rotary International, I've taken enough of your time.
Well, let's just say things evolve, right? Rotary International is also evolving, and that's why we try to suggest and make changes. And
thank you.
Latest copy of all the RI documents that we talked about and
are on the website.
It's actually posted in our website, the latest.
I know.
Version.
I've been on the website. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for the discussion. Okay, let's look. Okay, President Mike says that on January 22nd, our document about NJ Rotary says it is planned that only July 1st, 2026, District 7490 will join 7475 to form a combined district based on the structure of NJ Rotary. Yep, yep. And then it went on to say that if this were to happen, only in the case, of course, if we all approve the NJ Rotary process, that DG and Joe will be the district governor. Yeah. So thank you, President Mike, for that. President Catherine said that, can you tell us who remains on the steering committee after this? Yes. The representative from the district to the north of us and to the south of us. We had 4 representatives from 4 voting representatives from our district and the district to the south of us. Plus, one advisor from each one of the districts. For our district, it's me, and for the district south of us is their district governor. So that's 5 of us. For District 7490, their district governor, it's not involved, and they also have 4 voting members. So since we're no longer in the picture at the table, so the remaining steering committee members will continue their work from the other 2 districts. So they're representatives. Did I answer that question? I hope. So let's see who had this question here. Oh yeah, Michael. Michael said that, Michael Townley, that is, saying that I still don't understand why we can be proactive and contact RI and let them know that we will welcome 7490 to become part of our district just because the majority vote no. NJ Rotary doesn't mean we don't favor getting together with 7490. We have not met since yesterday's vote with our RI representatives. So we have not had a chance to actually discuss that, Michael. So if anything develops, everyone here will be the first one to know. Did I cover everything? Yeah, let me see. Oh yeah, Beth posted her question. President Beth says, I'm wondering how many clubs have afternoon meetings and find that it's hard to get new members to come during the day. Yes, we have that, and we have that on our website, so we can actually take a look how many of them. But after my experience with visiting many of the clubs, the common theme is when you have a lunchtime meeting in today's busy world, working professionals simply do not have the time for lunch. So that is a real challenging, it's a challenge for all the lunch clubs. Some even said that with breakfast because people are rushing their kids to school and they're rushing to work. Breakfast meeting could be a challenge for many of the individuals as well. Yeah, rather than having a breakfast or dinner meeting. Yep. Yep. Dinner meeting, you alleviate the pressure of someone rushing to work and doing whatever it is that they have to do to get kids to school. So you think that RI should invest in more promotion of Rotary in the US to let people know that what Rotary is? Absolutely agree. I think we all agree on that point. Each club promotes it, but RI could reach a much larger group. Absolutely, that's correct. I think the way that we have structured this, Rotary is local, right? People see us being active in our communities and doing good in our neighborhood. And absolutely, I think both efforts are important, both local and international. And absolutely true. And I think that will be, I am sure that will be a discussion at PALS this year. And that was part of the discussion when Bob attended the governor-elect training just a couple of weeks ago down in Florida. Bob, anything from the discussion from the International Assembly that you want to share about public image? Oh, I see. 1 second. I see AG Alley putting up a magazine with a with Rotary advertisement.
Yep.
Bob, before I come to you, Alley, tell us, what is that you're holding up?
I have a subscription to a magazine called Real Simple. And I was paging through it when it arrived this week and almost fell off my chair when this full page, full color ad says, "Together we fight hunger." And Rotary are people of action, and then information on how to find out more about Rotary. Years ago and when we were 7470, Governor Avi Tilak got grant money from Rotary International, and we did a billboard project. And we had billboards all over our district advertising what Rotary International does. And it was an amazing program. Of course, Avi passed away and there was no follow-up as to what impact that had, but like chicken soup, it can't hurt.
Yep. Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. Bob, you were about to say something.
Yeah, this was discussed at the International Assembly, and it's pretty much the same discussion we had in Toronto and everything. It comes down to money. And where is Rotary going to get the money to do advertising and marketing and promotion? And the only source of income they have is us. So it really becomes a question as to how much Rotarians are willing to pay into it to create the marketing programs. The core for Rotary for our history has been the presence of clubs in the local communities, and that's where the image of Rotary is either built or it's damaged based on the activities of the local clubs. That's been the history. It can change, but it requires money. I worked for a company that, we were a national company. We did advertising. It's tens and tens of millions of dollars a year to create impression, even within the United States. And when you start talking about globally, that number goes up exponentially. So that's the issue that they face. The money that we give goes primarily to the operation of Rotary and to the foundation for the charitable work that we do. There's not a lot of money that's kept for marketing. So it comes down to how much we're willing to invest as Rotarians to make that happen. If we're looking for something on a more global scale or a national scale.
Yeah, thank you for that. So President Joe asked the question that Bob is going to be district governor, start July 1st. You see that I said that with a smile on my face, right? And Joe is going to be district governor starting July 1st, 2026. And what is the plan for district governor nomination for 27-28? So I said earlier, we have not had the opportunity to meet with our RI representative yet. So as you all recall, we we were in the middle of our nomination process when we were approached with this NJ Rotary opportunity, and we put the process on hold. We do not have any direction yet as to whether or not that we can continue that process. So again, we'll keep everyone posted about that process. Thank you for the question, Joe. So anyone else have anything? I think I cover everything. Okay, so if we have almost no time left. So Barry, somebody mentioned earlier, I believe it was Joanna, I don't know if she's still here, mentioned to everyone last meeting and this meeting about your success in Madison in terms of membership. Can you talk very briefly? I think since we're on the topic of membership, that will be for all of us to hear 2 minutes about your success in Madison.
Thank you, Jeannie. I don't know if we have any magic about it, but all I would say is that in order to grow membership, there's a couple of things that have to be givens. I mean, you have to have a decent club. You've got to be recognized in the community, and you have to have members who are tenacious about identifying and asking people to join. You know, I would say that every club in our district ought to have at least 100 people on their member prospect list. And you would scratch your head and say, you know, how's that possible? I mean, you know, we go to the YMCA, look at their donor wall. We go to the churches, look at their board of directors. We get the playbills from the local performances to see and look for people who are connected in the community. People who volunteer for Rotary oftentimes volunteer for other organizations and vice versa. And you know, we all say that, you know, membership is everyone's job. You know, I go back to the time that I was district governor, and I would say, you know, that's great lip service. And we all say that, but you know, ask yourself, when's the last time you brought a guest or did something to get someone to belong to your club? I mean, it just takes attention and ongoing effort.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So to add to what Barry just said, I know that in A.G. Ellie's club, President Glenn starts every single meeting. Tell us what Glenn does. Ellie, please.
It's on the top of the agenda, right after the flag salute and opening ceremonies, is tell us who you spoke to about Rotary this week. If you don't talk about Rotary, nobody's going to know about it because we're not going to take ads in newspapers or hand out flyers. It's you representing your club. And just ask somebody, come to lunch with me, or come to dinner with me, or come for cocktails, or come for breakfast, whatever suits your club. Talk about Rotary. You all love it. You're all proud of it. Share it.
Thank you. Absolutely. And everything Barry talked about is exactly what our current membership committee will help you with, starting with all the information on the website, and we can go into it. So everything Barry just talked about, how to get your prospects, that's actually one of the items, I believe is item number 3 on the website. How to find your prospects. So everything's there. All you need to do is take a look and actually go through the plan to see what will meet your needs for your club and put together a good team and execute. And I am sure you will see the results if you do it that way. So is there anything else? If it's not, do I see any more? So no, right? I don't see anything. So really, thank you so much for participating in the process. We thank everyone. Like I said again, we respect all your decisions, and we will move forward. And our top priority for the district, and hopefully for your club as well, let's grow our membership. That is just so important for all of us and for our future. And you know where to find me. You want to volunteer? You know, all you need to do is click one of those individual pictures on the website, like Joe's photo. You can just, he's only one click away. All our membership team, one click away. Let us know if you want to be part of the team. Let us know if you want to help, and let us know if you have questions. Thank you and good night.
Thank you, Jeannie.